Just a quick video showing JS8Call, sorry, in action with digital mode over the radio. You can see the green lines there indicating I was involved. Can hear, if you highlight over there, you can just see what the last few messages were. Basically what's happened here is a message has been stored remotely into my mailbox for someone else to retrieve. They then sent a query out to ask if there's any messages. You'll see something like an all call query over their messages. Then whoever's got a stored message will respond back to that station saying, yes, I've got a message for you, and it's message number 34 or 32 or whatever the case is. And then they'll send out another call to retrieve the message. So that's how we remotely store and save messages across a ham radio using digital communications. And it's basically working in an application like this. This is called JS8Call over there. At the bottom over here, you'll see these these are bursts of activity where data is being sent. It's sent in these little frames. The horizontal things are 15-second frames. There you can hear a message coming through now. It'll come through here in a little 15-second burst. Oops, where is it? Lost my... Here we go. And the software will decode it into text. And basically you're sending and receiving either to everybody or to a specific station. Over here you can see the distances. It's about 3 p.m. here in South Africa at the moment, and one of my receptions 6 minutes ago was 1,168 kilometers away, due 62 degrees. That's up in Gauteng. By the time we get to about sundown, signals will be going 7,000, 8,000, 9,000 Ks across to the USA, Europe and Australia. And you can just see the radio is actually set up there. The software actually controls the radio. So it is connected. It's listening to the radio for sound. It also switches frequencies. It will do the automatic transmission. It encodes and modulates the signal as well across to the radio. So the radio is really acting as a modem, I suppose you could say, essentially. But the software is what does it. There is also other types of digital mode. I think the older one is FT8. Looks very similar to this. Does similar things. And there's a couple of other alternatives. But what I want to say is JS8Call is very, very popular at the moment. And if you go to things like this site over here, PSK Reporter, you can actually choose whether you want to just query for a particular band or all bands, signals, countries, sent or received by a particular call sign. That's my one. I can also say anyone. And I can choose whether I'm just interested in JS8 to hear what's being transmitted at the moment. These are all the other modes. FT8, JS8, ROS, Opera, JT9, all sorts of various digital modes. Basically all the software, when it sends or receives, is acknowledging that it received the signal from whoever sent it. So that is how I would know, for example, that a signal of mine is picked up in the USA, exactly what time, what station, how far away, because they're all communicating, or most of the ones that are activated are communicating. So here, for example, I was picked up 26 minutes. I see my radio is actually transmitting at the moment. You can see there by somebody's queried my radio, and it's automatically responding now through the software at the moment. But if I had to say JS8 over the last hour, and I query it for everybody, that's in South Africa. But have a look as you zoom out here. That's the activity around the world at the moment. Oops, let me just go up. The different colors are different bands, basically. And if you want to have a look and see, this is just JS8Call at the moment. If you look up at the top over here, you'll see there's 179 active on JS8 mode specifically, 138 on 40 meters, 18 on 80 meters, 7 on 2 meters, so it's useful to know, 6 on 11 meters, and those are obviously the colors that correspond with it. So if you want to see what's active in your country, you'd basically zoom in and you can get an idea by the color of the icon who's active on what bands, and then you can switch to that band and communicate with them, because obviously on radio you've got to send and receive on the same band. South Africa at the moment, there's just a couple of us and we're only active on the 40-meter band at present. But if the others were there, they'd appear in a different color. And you can also see down here, if you want to confirm, if I highlight on the icon, you can see who received it, what time, how far, certain other information that you've chosen to send with it. That's the one that I've got set up, I think, at the moment. So it says where I am and what I'm using, what date and time the contact took place, etc. So yeah, quite exciting. It's very easy to text chat using this, using just your radio to basically anyone in the world, especially if you're on HF frequency. So yeah, so it's JS8Call. Just thought I'd show you quickly. I can also just quickly show, if you want to send a message or something to someone, that particular station that is active at the moment, what you would do is you could right click on it and it'll prompt you if you say, I want to send a message directed to this person. You could basically just quickly choose any of these. What's my signal report? Some of them will automatically respond to you if it's set up for auto reply. But if you chose, say, message, it'll pop it in ready for you. And all you now do is you just type in the message over there and you hit send. And when it's got a space on the frame, it will transmit the message in 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 frames, depending on how long the message is. So, yeah, quite exciting stuff. And you can hear it's fairly busy at the moment. There's a couple of messages going in and out. And I suppose I better go and see if anybody's sent me anything. That was a very impromptu video, sorry, so this wasn't really prepared. I just thought I'll catch it quickly while things were happening. So anyway, enjoy your day further.